Hey, guys, happy Monday. And whew, what a day. Guys, this day starting off so early for me at 5 a.m. because I got no sleep last night. I don't know what it was, my neck, my head, my back, whatever else you want to say that goes in that song. But I didn't get any sleep. I've had coffee, and I'm here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Guys, we have more details after the Real Housewives of Potomac after show came out. Giselle Bryant is commenting on the feud between Candiace Bassett and Mia Thornton. This is an interesting one, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be surprised on my take on this. So guys, I have all the details, but before we jump in, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so according to the Real Housewives of Potomac after show, Candiace Dillard claimed she went light on Mia Thornton when she brought her mom into the feud in last week's episode. So we saw that when Mia Thornton I have to say, I'm passing the blame to Mia on this one. Mia brought up a conversation to Mama Dorothy that was technically none of her business, even though when you sign up to be a housewife, there's really nothing that gets left on the table. So everything is up for grabs, whether it's infidelity, your sobriety, your mental health, or even your husband getting paid as a husbander. It's all up for grabs, and Mia Thornton took the opportunity. When she went to Mama Dorothy and she was asking, what's going on here? Does Chris even get paid? How does this work? Candiace obviously took offense to that because she's like, wait a minute, why are you doing this at my video shoot? Something that I paid a lot of money out of my pocket for. This is not the right time or place. Well, Mia thought otherwise, and then she slammed the event, this shoot, as low budget. All right, so this is what I have to say about this. After she slammed it as low budget, you opened up the can of worms that was going to be. You went in on someone who, after we saw the B-roll, Candiace really was sticking up for Mia Thornton this whole time. She was trying to help her out. Normally, I don't side with Candiace because I usually feel like, okay, you're taking it too far. And she still does sometimes. But in this moment, I don't necessarily feel like she was wrong because she shouldn't have said your mom is low budget. But Mia Thornton opened this can. Anyways, this is what they're both saying about it. Candiace said, it's apparent that Mia had a burn book. She had all of our names in the book, and she just went down the list one by one, crossing off the names. But she's not going to be able to cross this name off. Now, according to Candiace, she feels like ever since Mia joined the group, everyone was kind of going in on her, but Candiace went out of her way. This is how she feels, that she went out of her way to welcome Mia Thornton. And when she did, she feels like, oh, and you had the nerve. You're lucky all I did was call your mom low budget. Candiace said, there were so many things that I wanted to say, but because I was trying to be a better person, I just said, I'm just going to go with something real light. It was a quick quip that really, I thought, was saving her from pain and anguish. I don't know about that, Candiace, but okay, we'll keep moving. Now, according to Mia Thornton, she feels like Dr. Wendy Osefo is the snake in the group. Dr. Wendy Osefo has been coming for Mia Thornton since day one, the nude interlude party, going back and forth with her, telling her, I am Zid Win, but today I have time. And Mia Thornton keeps walking away and disengaging in the Meredith Marks way and not really participating in these back and forths. But it looks like once you said your mom or brought up Mia Thornton's mom, because we've seen this tumultuous relationship already play out this season during season 6. And Mia obviously has some issues with her mom because she was put into a foster care system. Her mom was in and out of prison. Her mom hasn't been there for her since she's been out of prison. And now we're seeing some of these tougher conversations play out, which seem a little bit uncomfortable, but I can totally see why the producers wanted to push for her to have this conversation, because I'm sure there's other people, other viewers, fans who are watching the show who might have a similar situation thinking, oh, okay, this is how you deal with it. Maybe I can have these tough conversations with my parent too. But again, when it comes to Mia Thornton slamming Dr. Wendy Osefo as the snake of the group, she said, the fact that Candiace is coming into the party with informational knowledge lets me know that there is a snake in the group because I haven't even had an opportunity to share with her my thoughts. But I see Wendy decided to be in my business once again. Well, you had to know. And if you didn't know, then I'm blaming it on your freshman year of being on the Real Housewives. But there was somebody who was going to say something. And I thought it was interesting because in last night's episode, when they all show up to Chesapeake Bay, Mia Thornton walks in and Dr. Wendy Osefo just embraces her. Like they didn't just have this kind of knockout, drag out, calling each other whack and low budget and your mom and this and that, and having this big argument right before our very eyes in Giselle's driveway. So this really throws me off a little bit, but it goes to show you that the women know, okay, we're putting on a show. Next scene, let's try to get along. If we can't get along, then you know what? Let's hash it out. Let's do the damn thing. But it seems like they just start over fresh every time, unless you're Karen Huger and Giselle Bryant, of course. We'll keep going. Giselle chimed in about this and she said this was Candiace's baby, but she said some really horribly shady things to Mia. About Mia's mother, Candiace went too far. Candiace fights with her words and throws daggers and they sting. And I believe that one really stung for Mia. This is what Robin chimed in with. So of course, the Green Eye Bandits, they are going to stick together. But you know, I'm really liking Giselle on this season. I still don't necessarily know what Robin's purpose is on the show, unless it's just she's just there to support Giselle, but I don't really get the dynamic of her fitting into the ensemble cast anymore. I feel like we could have Estella. I feel like we could have someone else who would make Giselle have to stand on her own 2 feet. So when she's shady as hell, she doesn't have someone to fall back on. And maybe I'm the only way that feels that way, but look at Candiace over here. When she's backed into a corner, she fights alone. Karen Huger, same thing. She fights alone. Ashley Darby, she fights alone. Dr. Wendy Osefo, we've seen, has been alone this season. I think that it's important, same thing with Mia Thornton, that the women have to go into these situations. And if everyone else has to face it on their own, it's not fair if there's like this little group of allies over to the right, because then that throws off the whole dynamic. Just saying. Sorry, rant over. Karen Huger obviously had something to say about Candiace Dillard Bassett's comments too. She said she was really bothered. We were talking about a low budget music video, which I think is a little harsh, but that was Mia's opinion. But at the same time, she was talking about business, not a loved one, and that's not cool. I completely agree with that. And I don't think that it's cool that she said your mom. Again, your mom is low budget. That's not cool. You can't bring family, parents, kids, none of it into it. But I feel like coming from Candiace's perspective, you went over and talked to my mom. So you brought my mom into this. And then you're calling my baby that I just worked on so hard, low budget. So if you're going to come with these little low daggers at me, question my husbandry, question who's getting paid, question who's getting what, then yeah, obviously I'm going to go back in on you. And we've seen Candiace fight with her words a lot worse than this. So honestly, I don't think that this was that harsh from Candiace, even though, again, don't talk about my mom, because that's when shit goes down. It's totally different. I get it. I'm just on the fence here. I don't think Candiace started this one. However, even though that I don't think Candiace started this one, it looks like she was calling Mia Thornton out at the Chesapeake Bay to finish this one. When they started going back and forth, it looks like G is enjoying the drinks just a little bit too much. Dr. Wendy Osefo and Eddie arrive first. Then here comes Mia Thornton and G. Then after that, here comes Candiace and Chris Bassett. And it was interesting because G is just pounding him back. He's like, listen, I don't want to be here in the first place. I don't want to do a couples trip. So if I'm going to be here, I'm going to get down and party. He starts talking about how he likes white women. He loves strip clubs. And Candiace even shades me and says, well, he doesn't even need to go to strip clubs anymore because he brought the strip club home, referring to Mia Thornton. All right. Well, Candiace goes upstairs with Estella after she arrives, and she says G is on a 25, a 37, a 50, and Mia, somebody needs to go talk to Mia and tell G to calm down. Well, Mia walks into the conversation after Dr. Wendy Osefo, and when she does, Dr. Wendy just lets her know, we're talking about you. This is where they go back to blows again, and they start talking about your mom. Everything comes out, and it's awkward, and we can't seem to get along for 2 seconds. Mia takes a phone call and she says it's from her rich friends that can understand her, as she's passing Candiace back, and she's passing Dr. Wendy Osefo, and she's like, oh, my rich friends. And she's pretty much referring to Candiace and Wendy not being one of those friends, which I don't think that they took too kindly to. So then here we go. We're popping off again, bringing it down to the kitchen, and somehow someone's getting referred to as a pimp. You're getting referred to as a hoe. Salad is being tossed, and boom, here we go. The never-ending Potomac-ish. What goes on in this franchise? I don't know. I'm all here for it. Guys, I want to ask you a couple questions. What did you think about last night's episode? Who do you feel like is more in the wrong here, Mia or Candiace, or do you just think that they're both wrong? But was there a blow that you felt like hit a little more below the belt? That's my biggest question for you. And also, don't forget, today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I had to think for a second. It's still early here. We will be recapping on Jason's channel, Down with Jason, the whole episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. That way you guys can chime in, give your unfiltered opinions, and that's exactly what we're welcoming you to do. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful and safe week. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.